Welcome back to PCTV. We're going to continue with our social networking special today by talking about Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, the largest entity in social networking, what really started it all.
Yeah. Over 1 billion active users apparently.
I know, that's
which is 1/5 of the
gargantuan.
world's population, which is an incredible statistic to even fathom.
That's right. You can't really use the internet now without seeing Facebook or coming up against it in some way, even if you don't use it directly. So we thought we'd look at how you can sign up and how you should use it, maybe some do's and don'ts.
Let's talk about what it's about. What is Facebook about and what's it for?
Well, it ostensibly started out just to be for people to meet friends and family and maybe keep in touch with people overseas and stuff like that. Now it has expanded into every walk of life. It's become a lot more commercial.
Yes.
It's an advertising engine.
Yep.
It, prospective employers will look up their employees on Facebook to get an idea of what they're doing.
That's right.
Background checks. It's now, massively used to promote things,
Whether it be a band, a group, a show, a TV show like ours, we've got our own Facebook page, which we'll give you the address for in a minute.
Dating, online dating.
Online dating within Facebook.
They've wrapped everything up into it now.
Basically, everything you can do with people is now inside Facebook. So let's have a look at how you need to set up.
Sure.
Let's get connected. Okay, so when you go to the facebook.com, right, you'll come up with, if you haven't got a Facebook profile, obviously, you'll get a sign up page initially, right? And this sign up page will ask you for stuff like your name, email, and passwords and stuff like that. However, if you look down the bottom, if you don't want to sign up as an individual, and let's say you had a community group, a social group, or something like that, a band, or even a TV show, whatever, you can go down the bottom here where it says create a page for celebrity, band, or business, and it gives you a whole bunch of options that you may want to look at.
Yeah, this
stuff
is good.
like, let's say you had a local business. Now, if you go to a local business, you can choose a category, and as you can see down here, it's got every category under the sun for every type of business you can think of. And obviously, you can go over to companies and choose an organizational category. You'll see that there's extensive categories, and it's pretty much comprehensive. So let's say you're in a band, or let's say that you are an actor, or anything like that, or in this instance, a monarch.
A monarch.
Right.
It's even in the drop-down list.
Yeah, you can have that as a category. And then there's entertainment. We've got our TV show, obviously, is through this category here. And then you can go to a cause or community. So let's say that you were doing something for cancer, or you were, let's say, quilting for, relief of any kind of thing. Basically, you can just put the community name in there and then get started.
So what would be the point? Why would you create a Facebook page for an entity like a business or a band or a product?
Just it's another way of advertising, basically.
Right. I mean, you can get what are followers, effectively, which we see replicated in Twitter as well, and YouTube. So YouTube's is subscribers to channels. Twitter's, I think, are called followers.
Yeah.
And followers in this as well. So you essentially received updates.
Yeah.
And
Facebook has the option of liking something, which is unique to Facebook. If you get lots and lots of likes from lots and lots of people liking your product or your company or organization or artist, if you're a band or whatever, then you get lots and lots of likes. It increases your public awareness, basically, of you or your product or everything.
So once you've signed up to Facebook and gone through the similar procedure that you do with, like we showed on YouTube and Twitter, you'll be asked some similar questions like choosing profile pictures and things like that. You can actually skip that and head straight into the administration page.
Yes.
This is for the owner of the site to set up everything from your privacy settings, which are paramount in importance, to customizing the way it looks and adding in various features that are available there.
Uploading videos, uploading pictures, putting in comments. If you wanted to do anything, basically, it's got a room for you to do it.
So I think first, let's have a look at the settings and privacy.
Okay, cool. So we go into settings, which is in the top right corner.
Yeah.
We hit that. There we go.
Okay.
So security.
Security.
On the left-hand side, underneath general, there's the question security, and it asks you about all of your security options.
Now, there are a lot of them.
There are.
But what do you need to decide instantly, I think, and the difference between a personal Facebook page and one that you might be doing for a business or a group is...
well, businesses, you'd want everyone to see everything.
Correct,
and you want it to be as public as possible. Whereas for your own personal Facebook profile, maybe you don't want everyone to see everything that you post, or perhaps you only want your friends to see what you've posted. As I said before, the insurance companies and employers will look at your Facebook page to see what kind of person that you are and see if it matches what you said during your job
Agreed.
interview.
It's not paranoia anymore.
No.
There's some of the statistics coming out saying that employers will look at this stuff.
Definitely, and I've heard of many employees being fired because they've been disparaging towards their work, towards their colleagues, towards their boss, or anything really disparaging about your company that you work for. Will see you fired.
Yes, that's right. Again, and there's a justification behind that because Facebook is an extremely public forum.
That's right. Everything that you put up on Facebook, you have to understand that Facebook will be the most public forum you'll ever be associated with, and everything you go up in Facebook is digitally archived forever and is on the net forever. So that's something to bear in mind.
It's without making it sound too daunting, I guess, but there's just... Well, maybe we should move on to some basic rules about using Facebook. What should you do and what shouldn't you do?
One thing, you should never use your birth date and place of birth because they can use that information to start stealing your identity. That's a key piece of information, and from that they can build a fairly decent profile of you and start stealing your identity, something you definitely don't want to have happen.
Well, an easy way to think of that is like ringing up the bank on the phone.
Yeah.
And you might want to get access to your details or change something, and they'll run through a set of security questions.
Yeah.
They'll ask you where you were born, and maybe some secret question like your mother's maiden name, your birth date. If that information is available on a publicly viewable Facebook page, then anyone can mimic you and get access to
and that's, believe me, the last thing that you'd ever want. Now, another thing you shouldn't really do is if you're planning on having a holiday, putting up a countdown calendar till you're away to Hawaii is probably a very bad idea. It's almost like putting up a sign saying, please come and rob me. So,
because I'm not home.
Yeah, because I won't be home, and it's probably not a good idea to do that. Maybe post pictures once you're on the holiday, or post pictures once you get back from the holiday, but don't have a countdown calendar counting down the days, hours and minutes until you actually leave, because that's just an open invitation.
Not a good idea.
So what else? Home address, you shouldn't put that up there, obviously.
No, it doesn't need to be there.
It doesn't ever need to be there. And like we were saying, don't make confessionals to do with your work. If you don't like your boss, do not put that comment up on Facebook. If you don't like any one of your colleagues, you shouldn't really say that about them on Facebook. It's not the forum, because if it's ever seen, if you're friended by anyone that works with you and they have like an axe to grind, perhaps, you could get yourself into a lot of trouble.
In fact, a lot of corporations now have a specific social networking policy.
Yes.
And they do prohibit basically declaring who you work for on Facebook.
Really?
Or any other social networking site. And I agree with it. It's, again, not required.
It's not. It's not necessary. I mean, you don't have to bare all of your soul on Facebook, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that detailed for you. Another thing not to put up there is risky behaviors. If you like to, let's say, have a few drinks or whatever and go out and take some snaps of you, in a bar and maybe have a bottle of whatever and a cigarette in one hand and stuff, you'll find that insurance companies start looking at your Facebook profile to see whether or not you're a good insurance risk. So if you've told them that you don't smoke and there's a picture of you there with a cigarette, it's not going to look good, and they will get you for insurance fraud for lying on what you said. Yeah. Crazy. So this is our Facebook page for PCTV. As you can see, it's just got a few people that like us, only a few, considering we only made it.
We made it 5 hours ago.
Yeah, and like I said, if people like your page, it'll be more available and more widely viewable from everybody else, depending on how many likes you get. So that's an important thing. If you are on Facebook and you've got people that are also logged in, then get them to like your page, and then you'll be available. If you're a business, of course, obviously. Yeah. So then you can start uploading whatever you want. You can put comments, you can add videos, you can add photos, you can put events. Remember not to put in, remember not to put in a countdown calendar for your vacation. And always bear in mind the fact that it's not just going to be you and your friends that may see this. So keep it in the back of your mind, who's going to be watching this, and would I want to put anything up there that might be seen in a disparaging light?
Yes.
So that's Facebook.
That's Facebook. A worldwide phenomenon. Such an interesting thing that's occurred. It certainly does allow for information exchange, etc., but there's a lot of pitfalls in there. And now that it has become so commercialized, be careful of the advertising, etc. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's Facebook.